Hello everyone. If you are a student in Canada looking to extend both your student permit and your spouse open work permit at the same time, this video is for you. Even if you are applying for an extension individually, whether as a student or as a spouse, you will still find this video very helpful. So let's get started with this step-by-step process. So at first, open your Chrome browser. And then you have to log into your IRCC portal. The link to this portal will be given in the description of this video, so you can directly click in that. And after that, you go to your GC key and username and password and log in. The one-time password will be sent to your email and you have to copy that. Okay, after you copy your one-time password, just press continue. Continue again. Okay, accept. So during the application of your student permit, they will provide you the option to set different questions and answer in order to make your portal more secure. You must know the answer to this question. So let's fill the answer. Okay, this is your portal, and after that you go to apply to come in Canada. And then you have to fill this form. Now let's begin filling this form. So the first question is, what would you like to do in Canada? So let's assume I am a student and study. Let's assume we are extending our study permit. There are two options for this question. The question is, how long are you planning to stay in Canada? Temporary less than 6 months or temporary more than 6 months? For most of the cases, it's more than 6 months, so I am choosing this. So if you are extending your study permit for less than 6 months, then you can choose that option. You can select the country. For example, in my case, it's Nepal. Let's go to NPL. The question is, what is your country or territory of residence? If you are presently in Canada, you should select Canada. So yeah, let's select Canada. And then, do you have family member who is? No, in my case. So now select your birth date, okay? So let's do it. Next. Now the question comes about the provincial attestation letter. So how do you know that whether you require the provincial attestation letter or PL or not? Is that you have to go to this website of the IRCC. The link will be provided in the description, and you have to check whether you need the PL or not. In my case, I don't need. I meet the exemption, so let's do this. So are you a lawful permanent resident of the United States? No. Next. And then, what is your current immigration status? I am a student, so I'll choose student. So if you are worker, you can choose worker. So what is your marital status? Just put married. And so the question is, what is your province or territory of destination? In my case, BC. Okay. So now it will provide options to choose among either study permit extension or TRB extension. So in this case, we are going for the study permit extension. Let's choose that. Now it says create your profile checklist. Okay, continue. If you want to extend your visa with your spouse, then you have to choose yes here. In this question, do you also want to apply for a work permit? In my case, no, but if you have co-op, then yes, you can apply. It is not for your spouse, okay, it is for you. In my case, no. The next question is, when does your status in Canada expire? So you can choose any. For example, you see your work permit and your work permit has this date and you can use that date here. Let's do 2025 in my case. Next. So the next question is, have you had a medical exam performed by IRCC within the last 12 months? In my case, no. So you can just choose no. Or if you have performed certain medical exam within this 12 months, you can say yes. Next. So now this page will show us whether you are exempted for this medical exam or not. In my case, yes, I am. So I am exempted, that's why I will choose no, because I'm not working in any of these above work categories, so I don't need the medical exam again for the extension. Next, this is very important section. Do you want to submit an application for a family member as well? Yes, of course, because you are applying together with your spouse, so you have to choose yes. It says if you are submitting application for more than one family member, for example, you may have your wife and children. So at first you have to start with your wife and then children, okay? In this page, you will provide the information about your family member. First question is, what country does your family member live in? In my case, Canada, because we are extending the visa, right? So the family member should be in Canada. Which country issued your family member passports? In my case, Nepal. I will choose Nepal. I am from Nepal, that's why I choose Nepal. So if you are from any other countries, you can choose your respective country. In this next page, it will ask you about your family member status. Is he a permanent resident? No. In this page, you will choose the other information about your family member and you will just select the date of birth. The first question is whether your family member is currently married or not, and the second question is about this date of birth, and third question is where will she or he be staying, in which province. This is what I have selected. Next. In this section, what is your family member current immigration status? There are various options: student, worker, visitor, temporary residence permit holder, and refugee. If your spouse is in Spousal Open Work Permit, just choose worker. Next. So what does your family member want to do in Canada? Apply to remain in Canada as a visitor, apply for or extend an open work permit, apply for or extend study permit, apply for or extend both work permit and study permit. So in my case, and in most of your case, I guess, would be apply for or extend open work permit. Next. Does your family member want to restore their status in Canada? This is very important because I think the restoration charge is around $200. In this case, no. So why no? For example, if your visa has expired or if your family member visa has expired, then only you will restore the status. If your visa hasn't expired yet and you want to extend the visa, then you have to apply for the extension, not the restoration. Put no here. Then next. Has your family member had a medical exam performed by IRCC authorized panel? No. Okay. The answer is still no. So they want to verify the work status of your family member, whether they work in health science work or clinical laboratory which needs the medical exam. So in my case, it's no. If in your case it's yes, then please choose yes. Next. Yeah, I think in most of the cases it's yes, because you apply visa, you just give biometrics exam. In this section, the IRCC wants to make sure who is paying the fee. So in my case, yes, I will be paying this application. From this section onwards, so if you have child, you can just say yes and then provide information about the child. And if you don't have child and you just want to apply for your spouse, then just say no and press next. Now it says, are you giving someone access to your application? No. Next. Yes, I have given my biometrics. Make sure who is paying. Yes, I'll be paying my application fee. Next. Yes, I have everything and every documents that I need to submit. So they provide you 60 days to submit the documents. You can fill this form and then collect different documents and upload as you get them. Next. Will you be paying your application fee online? So yes, of course. Next. Now your form is completed and they will provide the summary of everything. After that, go to the bottom and then press continue. And step 2, step 1, step 3. Okay, yeah, there are a lot of steps. Press continue again. Now here is the document checklist, and this is very important part. So these are all the documents that are required for you and your spousal application. If you are not applying this spousal open work permit extension, then in the family section you will get nothing. Now you have to collect all these documents and upload this document in their respective section and then just pay fee. But the most important thing is this one, the application to change condition for you and your spouse. Okay, so you are two individuals and both of them should fill this form, and both of these forms are different. Now I'll make a next video that will explain how we can fill this form. These are the document checklists that you have to submit to the IRCC, and among all these documents, these are the documents that you may already have, but this is the form that you have to fill. This is IMM5709, and in upcoming video I will explain how you can fill this form. Hello everyone, welcome to part 2 of your visa extension, and in this video we'll see about documents and what documents we need and how to fill those documents. The first document that we need is application to change condition, which is IMM5709. So at first download this one. Now go to this file, just click, and the file gets downloaded. So after downloading your file, please open it with Acrobat Reader, because filling the document with Acrobat Reader is very easier and we can easily validate this document. So before you start to fill this form, at first you need to have couple of documents with you. They are study permit and your passport. So you can get this UCI number from your study permit, which is on top right corner. Are you considering English? Okay, let's assume my UCI number. Let's put 1136856 Okay. Now I am applying for one of the following reason. You are a student. This form is for the student. So apply for a student permit for the first time or extend the student permit. Okay. You should select this. Write your full name and your given name. Maybe. Have you ever used other name? No. Okay. You can write your sex, male, date of birth. Okay. Okay. 2001. 11, 12, place of birth, maybe country or territory, right, Nepal. Okay, and citizenship, Paul. your current status. You are a student, okay, student. And so if you see in your study permit, you can see date of issue. So you need to write your date of issue here from, and 2 means your expiry date. Then after that, no, because I have not been to any of the other countries. What is your marital status again? Married. And then when did you marry? Okay, you need to have your marriage registration certificate as well, because we will be uploading that in this section later. So write about your spouse. Question asks you, have you previously been married or in common law relationship? So if you were previously married and divorced, then you write yes. If not, this is your first marriage, then say no. Then what is your native language? For us it's Nepali. Okay, but in English, yes. Now you have to write your passport number, something like this. Country issued, so Nepal again. If you are from any other countries, search your country name and your date of issue. So it can be, so it is provided in your passport, so you can choose like this. Now after that, do you have a national identity card? So in our case, no. So if you are from the country which has national identity card, then you can say yes. No, we are not the citizen. This is your contact information, so you will put your recent contact address here. So at first put your apartment unit if you have. Something like that. You can fill your current address, and yes, the mailing address is same. Now provide your telephone number. So before providing, just select Canada, US, and then you can write like this, and then you can write your email address. .com. Now this part is quite important, and in this part you will write date and place of your original entry. When did you first come to Canada and at which place? For example, I came to Canada on 2023. Yeah, and I came to BC first, so I can write Vancouver. So what is the original proposed study? And then, so in this section you will write about your recent entry to Canada. So if you have been to your country and then you return back, you can write the date of the entry and in which airport or in which province did you return back. Okay, and then if they issued certain documents, then you can just write the documents number which is on the right corner of your student or work permit. So after this you will provide detail of your university and what course you study and what are the DLI number, what is the address of the school and something like that. So you can get this from your university portal. And after that you will write about your previous education history and then your employment history too. This part you can fill it easily. And after that we'll go to background information. So in background information, within 2 years have you or your family member ever? No. So the most of the answer to this question is no, but you should read all of this section because there are some important points here. For example, in this case, have you ever been refused a visa or a permit? So if you were previously denied a visa, then you have to write yes, and then you need to write the explanation as well. In these two questions, so if you were rejected, then you can write the reasons why you were rejected. So for this question number 2C, have you previously applied to enter or remain in Canada, is yes for most of the people, because we apply the work permit to enter into the Canada, right? So you can write yes, I have applied for spousal work permit or open work permit or student permit, which was approved, and then I came to Canada or something like that. So just write a short description. So no for this section, and then no for this section as well. No for this section, no, and yes, we provide consent for IRCC to collect our information. And after that you can write signature. So this is a digital copy, so you don't have to give your hand signature, just you can write your name. After the completion of this document, you must validate it. Press on validate. Right now I'm seeing this error message, but in your case, if you fill all those sections, you will get the message which is something like this. Yeah, after that you will get some forms like this. So this is for the study permit holder, and now let's go to the work permit holder application. So for example, if you had some error and then your computer suddenly shut off or something like that happened, then you can log into your IRCC portal, and then again you can go down and you can continue your application. Press on continue, and then just go down because we already filled this. Continue again, continue, and then okay, here we are. We already filled this form. So now let's discuss about other supporting documents that we need. The first document we need is proof of provincial attestation letter. This is required section, so you must have this. So for example, you can write a letter and then you can upload it here. I'll also provide you link to this letter, and then later on you can use the similar format and update it and use in your case. And letter of acceptance, passport, and use of family representative. Since you are applying for your spouse too, your spouse and you both have to sign this form because your spouse should provide right to you as the representative. And after that you need to upload the marriage license or marriage certificate and proof of financial support and digital photo and the family member proof of status, that is work permit. And then if you go down, there is next form called IMM5710, which you should fill again. So this is the form for your spouse who is in Spousal Open Work Permit. So download this form. Now we are good to go. Form is pretty similar like the previous one, so all the information that you need to put in this form are similar like the one we just filled. The only one thing that is unique is this section. So in this section 3, if you are applying for the extension of the study permit, then you have to just click in this one, because this is your second time, right? Because we are extending the visa. And restore my status as a worker means your visa has already expired and you want to restore your status, which doesn't apply to us. Apart from that, we also have the next section which I will be explaining now. So the next section, this detail of intended work in Canada. Since your wife is in spousal work permit, you don't have to fill this section, as she can work in multiple companies and she doesn't have only one employer. For example, if you live in a province BC and you live in Vancouver, you can just write the intended location of the employment in Canada, but you don't have to provide the employer name or address and anything like that. Apart from that, the form is same like the previous one, so you can refer to that part of the video. Now let's go back to our document section, and then after that, supporting documents. So if you want to provide any other document, for example letter from your wife or pay slips or your employment letter or anything like that, just you can put those later in client information. You can upload all other additional document in this section, and once you upload all the documents in this section which says required, then the next button will pop up here and you can just press this next button and then you can pay the fee, and after that you are done. Thank you so much. These are the documents required for your extension of this study permit and the spousal open work permit. If you need any help regarding this, you can just comment or send me mail directly in my mail. The mail is provided in the profile of the channel, so you can visit there and just mail me. Thank you so much for watching. Stay subscribed.